This video is brought to you by ZestMoney. Visit zestmoney.in and avail instant loans to buy your favorite smartphone. It's an entirely digital process with high approval rates, seamless EMI payments, and even zero pre-closure charges. But the best part of all is the 0% interest on most merchants, and you don't even need a credit card or a credit score either. Samsung has been silent about the rise of smartphone brands such as Xiaomi. But now it seems like they're doubling on their efforts to recapture some of the market share that they lost, especially in the 10 to 20k price segment. The Note 7 Pro, as you have come to see, is a really good value for money smartphone, but while the A50 is a bit pricier, is it the better smartphone for those who are willing to pay more? This is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and here's a comparison between the Redmi Note 7 Pro and A50. Let us start with the displays, which is where most of the differences come in. They both have large Full HD displays with water drop notches. The bezels at the top as well as the notch itself is smaller on the A50, but both are less intrusive than traditional notches and can be hidden from view as well. The bezels at the side and bottom chin are more or less similar. However, the main difference comes in the type of display used. The Note 7 Pro has an LTPS display which has been improved compared to previous generation devices in terms of sunlight legibility, brightness, and contrast. However, in those same respects, it's still no match for Samsung's Super AMOLED display on the A50. We got a scare on one day where we saw the A50 display was performing worse than the Note 7 Pro under direct sunlight, but that was due to the light sensor not doing its work properly. So Samsung needs to address this issue of the light sensor with an update soon, but otherwise the sunlight legibility is much better on the A50. But the apparent sharpness is higher on the Note 7 Pro, which isn't evident at a glance but comes to light when you get up close. The Samsung A50 doesn't have an LED notification light, but the Redmi Note 7 Pro has a white LED notification light below the display. It's offset a bit to the side and not centered, so people with OCD may not enjoy the placement. You do, however, get an always-on display mode for the A50 which you can use, but will result in additional battery drain. Design-wise, I prefer the look of the A50 but the in-hand feel of the Note 7 Pro. It's probably because the Note 7 Pro has glass, but also perhaps due to a curved back on the A50, which funnily enough makes it feel thicker than the Note 7 Pro. But in reality, the Galaxy A50 measures 7.7mm compared to the 8.1mm on the Note 7 Pro. In terms of protection, there's Gorilla Glass 5 at the front and back of the Note 7 Pro, while the A50 gets Gorilla Glass 3 at the front and a plastic back panel. Build quality is good on both the devices, but the plastic on the A50 is easily scratched and it's best to put a case that's bundled with it. Both the brands have now come up with different color options, including gradient ones. The Note 7 Pro we have here is just plain black, but you get a gradient blue and red which really stand out. Samsung has gone for a more laid-back approach. They have white and black colors which give off a rainbow or prism effect based on the angle that the light gets reflected at, as well as a plain blue. I like both the approaches and find they have their own merits. Which one you prefer is down to a personal choice at the end. The overall footprint is practically the same, but the A50 has a slightly larger 6.4-inch display compared to a 6.3-inch display owing to the smaller top bezel. Handling is good on both, and they certainly don't feel as big as the screen sizes may indicate. In terms of internals, the A50 is powered by an octa-core Exynos 9610 10nm chipset, while you get a Snapdragon 675 11nm octa-core chipset on the Note 7 Pro. We found the Note 7 Pro to be better at handling multitasking and running heavier apps, while the gaming experience were more or less the same on both. The UI was also a bit sluggish on the A50, especially when you had multiple apps in the background. Both the phones come with Android 9 Pie out of the box. The Note 7 Pro has a hybrid dual SIM slot, while the A50 has a triple card slot with dedicated microSD card slot. You can choose between 4+64 and 6+128GB storage variants on either. There is support for L1 wideband on both the devices, but currently the Note 7 Pro doesn't have the HD option for streaming on Prime or Netflix, and we're hoping that a whitelisting on both their ends will actually make the HD streaming possible with the Note 7 Pro, but the A50 currently already supports HD streaming. The Note 7 Pro has a dual camera setup with a 48MP half-inch Sony IMX586 sensor, f1.79 aperture, and a 5MP f2.4 depth sensor. A50 on the other hand has a triple camera setup with a primary 25MP f1.7 aperture sensor, a secondary ultra-wide 8MP f2.2 camera, and a 5MP f2.2 depth sensor. At the front is a 25MP f2 sensor on the A50 and a 13MP f2 sensor on the Note 7 Pro. Camera to API is enabled out of the box for the Note 7 Pro, but the A50 doesn't have full camera to API support out of the box. We've done a detailed camera comparison between the two devices that'll give you the best understanding of their camera capabilities, and we'll add a link in the description below so that you can check it out. In terms of audio, the Note 7 Pro has a louder speaker with crisper sound owing to the larger acoustic chamber. The A50 isn't as loud and sounds a bit lackluster. Both are mono though. Both the phones also come with audio jacks and offer good sound quality output as well as volume. Coming to the battery, both are equipped with a 4000 mAh battery that charges over Type-C. But the Note 7 Pro supports speeds up to QC 4.0, which is faster than the 15-watt A50 charging. But you'll need to buy this separately, as the Note 7 Pro comes only with a 10-watt charger in the box, and currently you don't get any QC4 chargers in India. But you can make use of QC 3.0 chargers as well, as is backward compatible. Charging takes around 1 hour and 35 minutes if you use the bundle charger with the A50 and a QC 3.0 charger with the Note 7 Pro. Battery life wise, the Note 7 Pro performed better despite having similar battery capacity. We got around 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time on the Note 7 Pro, while the A50 gave around 1 hour lesser screen on time with similar usage. Both these phones are very good, and one can easily be happy with whichever one they choose. Note 7 Pro is for those who want a better camera, better performance, better battery life and better speakers. But if you value a better screen, dedicated memory card slot and a faster charger in the box to be higher priorities, then the A50 is the choice for you. Please do subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next one. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you visit zestmoney.in and avail instant loans to purchase your dream products, be it a smartphone, electronics, furniture, and more across Flipkart, Amazon, and more than 100 other partners.